my true love's here.
Surrounded by Edomites, lost a lot of truth to this tree of life. Open up the book just to see I'm right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, on those ships who had to plead for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. Poisoning our foods and put our children up in daycare. Fresh out of slavery, still thinking that they care. Guns in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed, we died for that same cost. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, sin is like kryptonite. Brothers won't pray, no, they rather link a chick tonight. Praises to the Most High, I ain't like most guys. Eyes on the future, but I learned from a boat ride. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaica, mistreated and I know why. I'm an Israelite, die for the Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for the Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for the Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for the Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
Kwam Yasha Allah, sons of the power. Rise from the ghetto when Satan want us devoured. The seal of the Lord ain't found in church towers. Never dying on my knees like no coward. Wanna be an Israelite, you gon' need more than fringes. You gon' need to show you approve and get in them scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the lynching. Homicide, we the victim. Homicide ain't the ending. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms, never getting treatment. Something he gotta sleep with. Stockholm syndrome so long, it ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Cause I'm an Israelite, crackers better get it right. Visions of my enemies, death flow through my dreams at night. If your mind ain't there, then we don't dream alike. Reporting live from hell, home of Christians and Edomites.
I'm an Israelite, die for the Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for the Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for the Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for the Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
While they play the sidelines, comfortable on benches. Catch me on the front lines, putting work in trenches. Making sure our election, preparing for Armageddon. Mastering this profession of prophesying these lessons. Protecting our adolescents and answering all their questions. Teaching the love, their reflection. No matter what the complexion, we got a common connection. A part of God's hand selection. A shot at the resurrection, through us achieving perfection. But to give life takes sacrifice. Battle demons every fight. Short days and long nights. Less sleep and more fights. More wisdom, more strife. Telling everybody that they wrong and you're right. I'm an Israelite, blood of an Israelite. I ride for my Israelites and die for my Israelites. We owe a debt cause Christ paid the price. So who ready to give their life the life of an Israelite?
I'm an Israelite, die for the Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for the Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for the Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for the Israelites. Going through it cause we're Israelites. Kwam Yashra Allah to all my Israelites.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this white ass, need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone be. Boy, ask you to stop and ask you to prop. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't, won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed he up for parole because of the COVID. It feel like the hoes in this world that don't go together. Know there's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the props. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass see the props. You know, like we all come together. You know, they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world, and know your ass need to stop it, ass see the props. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe. You gotta stand up and serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we'll pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. One with step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just play with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell them we can't keep me slate. And I can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, your baby pants through the fire. Ain't she the props? That baby soul belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Devil will fail you, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Plus your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. Their ass need to stop it, ass see the props.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass shit. Give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave them leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop, bitch, and get in that kitchen. Let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's wop up. I know you know Ron.
who the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret. Make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly in Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up in commas. Be honest, he seeing decent though.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kind of slow. I asked him why the struggle. He got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
At least he got a house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all. He right back in the hood. I see you try to play me. You gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it. Remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying? I can't win?
Nah, devil, nice try. So until we meet again,
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we've been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we riot, they send the military and armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And Your Honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. As Trayvon, Mike Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alden Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
Any man give his life for Yahweh Mashiach in Christ and fall up under that U.P.K. banner is my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.
Go to ground, 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 go to ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground. It's all about that warfare, boy. Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground. Now this ain't no movement, this a takedown. We will not be moved or intimidated. We ain't the type. You got a problem, tell them cross the fucking line. My niggas ain't polite. Soldiers to the left and right. I die for every man body. Before I be a coward, I'd rather be a dead body. This will be my kingdom when the hour pass. You can either get with it or get flipped like an hourglass. We live by honor and no excuse. Just sit the prayer up to the Lord. I told him, then
All my niggas ride for me. I got niggas that'll die for me. You niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. You niggas ain't built like that. You was never on the block, you ain't never dodge a knock. You ain't never fought another crew holding down the park. You ain't swam with the sharks, you ain't wrestled with the gators. You was never fucking popping, you ain't got no fucking haters. Bitch, niggas like you make me watch out for the traitors. When you round some real niggas, mind your behavior. I will beat a nigga ass, then I'm laughing like I'm Jada. Get your fucking mind blown like a cartridge on a Sega. You niggas want attention, they don't want the war though. Talking all that shit, but you got a glass jaw. Ho, they never deliver. They got that DiGiorno. This that Walking Dead flow. I eat a rapper torso. You ain't the same man once you off the microphone. You ain't never broke a bone. You ain't never had a scar. You a certified pussy, so don't make me pull your card. I'm a certified prophet, respected like the word of God. Cause you ain't got the heart, nigga. You ain't got the heart. You ain't about to finish any beef that you start. You ain't never been a soldier, little nigga. Play your part. Claiming that you'll spark when you ain't got the heart. Cause you niggas ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. When you ain't built like that. Run around talking like a thug when you won't bust a slug, man. Niggas get killed like that. Acting like you bang for the set when you ain't blood or cuz, man. Blood'll get spilled like that. Niggas saying really they the plug, but they talking to the judge, man. Get your cap peeled like that. Cause niggas get killed like that. All my niggas ride for me. All my niggas ride with me. I got niggas that'll die for me. All my niggas ride with me. You niggas ain't.
Shalom, how about Shem Yada Brakathum? How Shema Alatham by Hashem Hawashah. Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started 1 West 125th Street Hall, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Since 1969, the Israelite School of U.P.K. has been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that they are God's most high power universe, the only real true God. We are his chosen people, blacks, Hispanics, and Indians. Okay. Today, 2022, we are called African Americans, Hispanics, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Native Indians, Savage Red Man, Mexican. We're called these Bibles. In reality, the reason why we are called these words, the reason why we are on the bottom in the earth is because we went against our power. And today have no power. Because we went against our power, he took his power away from us. So now we have no power. Can you imagine that? You had a power source. You had a power that protected you, that killed anybody who got in your way. You had a power. You could tap into that power, and he would kill anybody who got in your way. He would kill anybody that came against you. We gave up that power source just so we could serve Christmas, just so we can celebrate Thanksgiving, just so we have Valentine's Day, Halloween. For our people, celebrating Halloween is more important than have a power that will kill your enemy. Because God loves everybody. Our oppressor should not be killed. He should be killed. He shouldn't be punished. He shouldn't have judgment. Judgment is just a righteous punishment for what you've done. We go to court every day in this society. White men go to court, black men go to court. Everybody goes to court if you do something wrong. And there is a judgment that is based on you according to what you have. And in 2022, since I would say it's 2,000 years ago, more than 2,000 years ago, had a judgment placed on us, blacks, Hispanics, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, the tribes of Israel. We have had a judgment placed on us that has now put us in a position that we are on the bottom of the earth. Okay, we are the low class. We are the servants. We are the people that don't have a heritage. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the people who not tell you who they are going more than 500 years up. You ask any black, Hispanic, or Indian something about their culture going back more than 500 years, and you're going to get a whole big blank. But if you ask Chinese man, he'll be able to write his name on the board. Right? I said, the Chinese man going to be able to write his language on the board. Even right here in America, he's going to be able to put his language on the board. Who else is going to be able to do that? The East Indian man? The East Indian man will be able to put his language on the board. The East Indian man is going to be able to write his language. Guess who can do it? The so-called African. Like, they're supposed to be worse off than us. At least they got their own land. At least they got their culture. At least they got their own language. What do niggas have? What the Hispanics have? We got what our oppressor gave us. We got what our oppressor gave us. This is not our language. This is not the language of blacks, Hispanics, and Indians. The language we speak is the language of the conquistadors, okay, conquistadors, the British, called Englishmen, the language, the German, you know what I mean, like the Romans, all the language good. Go ahead and pull up. I'm telling you, it's good. Hold on, give us a second. 1 second. Yeah, it's good. All right, shalom, everybody. Salakia for the technical difficulties, trying to get this thing together. Okay. Oh, yeah, that looks okay. So we can go ahead and get it rocking. If you're in the class, give me a 1 if everything's to wild. Okay. Big up to Officer, or who that is, Sawap, Shama Iwan, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shabarakatah. Troopers Sawap checking in from Albany, New York. Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. My brother. Mine. Okay. You know how we do down south. Okay, Sawap, can you repeat that? Okay. If the audio and the video, more if the audio is good. If the audio is good, give me a 1 because the audio was giving me trouble early. So if the audio is good, give me a 1. Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if the audio is good. And then, you know what I mean, we can go ahead and get it. We can go ahead and rock it out. Most High in Christ. So it look like everything good to go. Okay. So again, this is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We started out of 1 West 125th Street. We are under commanding General YAHANNA. We're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. Since 1969, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge has been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that they are God's chosen people. Okay? Basically, this school has been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians how to stand on their own 2 feet. Okay? How do Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians stand on their own 2 feet? I'll tell you how we do it. By learning who you are. By coming back into your culture. Speaking the language that you spoke before you went into slavery. That's how you get your power back. You want power in the earth? Be who you're supposed to be. The Chinese man, he get all the power that he needs out of being a Chinese man. Speaking Chinese, writing Chinese, dressing like a Chinese. That's his power. He taps into that power and he uses it to his advantage. And that power consists of all Chinese people banding together, okay, and embracing their culture, embracing who they are, embracing their language, embracing the food that they eat, okay, the language that they speak, loving one another, okay? Who else does that? I'll tell you who else does that. Every other nation of people on the planet does that. You name me a nation of people and you tell me they don't do that. Okay? Does the East Indian man do that? Does he love his own people? Does he prefer does the East Indian man prefer an East Indian woman over anybody else? You darn right he do. That language, I don't even know what it is. It sounds funny to me, but they love it. They embrace it, and that's what they want. They prefer that. So, African Americans, we've been taught to embrace and love the American language. We've been brainwashed. We've been tricked. We've been fooled. The wool has been pulled over our eyes for 500 years. The Hispanic man, the Puerto Rican, the Cuban, the Dominican man, they all have been brainwashed and taught to love that Spanish language. And that language was given to them. How did they get that language? How did they get that language? By being conquered, by being dominated, by being killed, by being raped, and forced to learn that language. That's how they got that language. Okay? So what was the language you spoke before that? How did you communicate? How did so-called Cuban people who are from the tribe of Manasseh, how did they communicate with each other before they got conquered? The same island. There's an island, right? They call it an island because it has to be a certain mass. It has to be big enough to not be called an island. And so the island that the Haitians and the Dominicans are on, it's an island because the land mass is not big enough to be called a continent. Okay, so the Haitians are there too. So how did they get the language that they spoke? They speak right now today by being killed, by being dominated, by being murdered, by being raped. All the 12 tribes of Israel today, if they're not speaking Hebrew, they're speaking the language of their oppressor. They're speaking the language of the people that murdered them, killed them, raped them, took advantage of them, and told them that this was their language now. Told them that, they were no longer, they were no longer Manassite. Now you are a Cuban. Told the African American man, you're no longer from the tribe of Judah. Now you're African American. They told the brothers and sisters from the tribe of Benjamin, you're no longer a Benjamite. Now you are a Jamaican. All these languages, all these tribes have been dominated and given another language. Given not only another language, they've been given another culture. They've been essentially, guess what they've been given? Right. But what is the biggest thing you can give somebody? Just think of the universe. What we say of the universe. A God. Yes. They was given a God. Their God was taken away. Now I have to, we have to assume some responsibility. Okay. We did it, we turned our backs. Okay. But the thing is, there's no slavery we ever been in before where they took your identity and told you, oh, you're not a Jew. You were African American. That never happened before. Right? That's never happened before in the earth. Oh, you're not from the tribe of Manasseh. You are Cuban. That's never happened before. Okay? You're not from the tribe of Reuben. You're a Seminole Indian. That's never happened before. And that's why the Most High God of the universe has to come and set this place right. The earth was made for what was it made for? Sake. Right. The earth was made for us. So now why, if the earth was made for us, why are we not benefiting from the earth? Right. Because we went against our God to the point where he put no people over us, and now these people have taken your identity away from you, taking your language away from you, taking your God away from you. And thanks to the Most High God and Yahawashi and Commanding General YAHANNA, all the generals in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, all the captains in the Universal and Practical Knowledge, all the officers, all the troopers, all the sisters, all the children, we are now being able to come back to our power. Now, the only way you're going to come back to your power is you got to be diligent. Deuteronomy 28 says, if you would diligently learn, right? If you would diligently learn and do these things. So that means you have to come in this class and learn your language. You have to come in here and learn. diligently every week, then go home and do it all week. You know what I'm saying? This is going to show that you want to be, you want to serve. You know what it's going to show? It's going to show that you want to tap into your power. The most high power is our power. Now, the only way we're going to get that power, the only way he's going to kill other nations of people for us is if we do what he say, right? That's tapping into the power. You got to tap into that power. You got to do what he say. You got to learn the language he gave you. You got to dress the way he told you to dress. You got to eat the way he told you to eat. That's tapping into the power. And now he's going to kill everybody else who does you wrong. He's going to kill anybody that comes in. Your adversary is now his adversary. Your enemy is now his enemy. Because you tapping into your power. You are falling in line. You're doing what, you know what I mean? Like you being what he intended you to be. Okay? And again, thanks to the Most High in Christ, Commanding General YAHANNA, holding on to the truth, I get to come in here tonight and teach Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians part of that culture, part of that power. Okay? Here's the thing. Growing up in America as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, we have no self-esteem. White people got all the self-esteem in the earth because they'll sit here and tell you they know their history. Like they'll flaunt it in your face. 2,000 years of history, all kinds of history. Chinese man got history. What history do we have? Slavery. Yes, that's it. That's all they give you. That's all they want you to have is that slavery. To the point, like y'all say, they show the Roots movie in schools now. They didn't do that when I was a kid. I mean, like, just seeing that shit at home, it was like, oh, it was rough. You know, a certain time in the month or year, whatever, all you saw was these somebody that looked like you being whipped, cooked in a pot, jabbed with pitchforks. That was rough, man. Then you go to school and see these lily white children with everything in the earth, no care, and you just went to the damn school that day so you can eat lunch. And they just there because, you know, it's a wonderful life. Come on, man. Like, the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and I can't wait for our power. I can't wait for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to start tapping into this power so he can, you know, bring judgment onto our enemy, onto his enemy. Right. Okay? The white man is, the Lord say he hates Esau and loves Jacob. Am I wrong? Right. That's what he said. So I'm gonna hate what the Lord hates and love what the Lord loves. Okay? And guess what he loves? He loves this Hebrew language. This holy tongue. Okay? So we're gonna go ahead and jump into it. Okay. Let's see what we got going on in the chat real quick. Larry Hebrew. Hold on, let me see what we got. Let me go back up. Larry Hebrew. A few more guests. Man Ephraim. Shalom Yahweh Shema Alatham B'Hashem Yahweh Shah. I would have thought that was a brother. Man Ephraim. Right? Am I seeing that wrong? It says man. Yeah. Okay, Larry Hebrew. Shabbat Shalom. It's not Shabbat Shalom. Okay. It's just Shalom. Okay. It's just Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom means rest in peace, right?
Right. Ain't no rest over here. This is not our rest. This place is not our rest. Okay? Right. There is no peace here. There is no rest here. But if you come into this school of Israelites, UPK, you will, you know what? You will find like some peace. Because guess why? Because you'll be able to understand what's going on around you. If you can't understand what's going on around you, Itazab, then you won't have peace because you don't have no understanding. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way you can have any peace if you don't have any understanding. Now your mind is always wondering. Now you don't understand. You can't sleep. You wonder, what is this? What's that? But when you come into this school and realize, yes, I am the slave. Yes, I'm on the bottom, but this is why. This is, okay, I'm still rich, though. I'm still rich, right? Okay, I got some understanding. That's going to give me a little peace because I have understanding of what's going on around me. But if I don't understand what's going on around me, how the hell am I going to have any rest? I'm wondering all the time. I go to sleep and I'm like, why can't I? Why? Oh, I know why now. Because the Lord put me in this position. I got to come back to these law, statutes, and commandments. I got to go wake brothers and sisters up and bring them back into these law, statutes, and commandments. Christ said, whatever he did, you would do even greater. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to believe that. We have to operate in that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do that. Okay? No matter, okay, here's the point. Here, you know what the biggest issue is? Faith. Faith is faith is like a big thing. Like, I'm gonna have faith that even though I don't do what Esau say and worship the way he want to and run out the money and get a car and this, that, and the third, I'm gonna have faith that by me keeping these laws, that one day Yahushua is going to return and he's gonna put my people on top. But if I don't have faith, guess what? I am going to want just to sleep with all the women I can sleep with, throw them away, smoke all the drugs I can smoke, and, you know, just get high as I can. You know what I'm saying? Make all the money I can, try to buy a car or a house and this, that, and the third, because I don't have any understanding. I don't have faith, you know what I mean, to believe that Yahushua put me in the Most High, Salakia, put me in this position to where he wants me to understand something. He wants me to understand, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to do what I say to do. And if you don't do it, this is going to be your outcome. This is going to be where you're going to be at, you know, in 2022. So you want to look to the future. You want to look to 3022. And you want it to be good. You better keep these law, statutes, and commandments. Come back into the, you know what I mean? Come back, tap into your power. Okay? And that power is you knowing who you are. That power is you serving your God. Okay? That power is thou shalt and thou shalt not. That's what it's all about. Tell me if I'm wrong. Like, the whole Bible is about thou shalt and thou shalt not. But the white man has made it into something else. Okay? So let's go ahead and jump into our language. Let's go ahead and jump into the heritage of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. What we should be doing in 2022, how we should be communicating with each other, okay? Okay? So, Lashawan, Qadash, the holy tongue, okay? The Hebrew language, which was the original language of the earth. It's been spoken since Adam, okay? And it has not, you know what I mean? Like, the Lord has still preserved this language. He preserved this language. He's preserved the culture of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, so we can come back and serve him and be what he intended for us to be, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, the Hebrew language has 22 characters, 22 sounds. It's just like the most recent language in the earth, which is the English language. The English language is the most recent language in the earth. It's the most how can I say it? It's the most mixed. Right, but this is the language. Every other language has existed before English. Right, it's the newest language in the earth. The youngest ain't Thwa. The youngest language in the earth is the English language, okay? So think about the English language. The English language has symbols, and each symbol has a sound, okay? So this, I need to keep saying get new markers, and it's never good, okay? All right, okay? So like I was saying, the English language has symbols and sounds just like the Hebrew language, okay? So this is a symbol that is part of the English language. Now this symbol also has a sound, okay? For the English language, this symbol is A. That is the sound that goes with that symbol, okay? That's the sound that goes with that symbol. Another symbol in the English language is that, okay? So what's the sound that goes with this symbol? Okay, M. M is the sound that goes with that symbol, okay? That's how the Hebrew works, okay? So I'm gonna go through all the symbols, characters, if you wanna call them characters. We're gonna go through all the characters of the Hebrew language. And we're going to associate the sound that goes with each character. We might have to go tonight at the class and get new markers. I said in the week. All right. So the Hebrew language has 22 characters, which means it has 22 sounds. Now, let me tell you about this part right here. Okay. The actual Hebrew language, which is right here, the Paleo, which is the original Hebrew language and characters, right here on top, okay? And then we went into a certain captivity, and in that captivity, our oppressor actually took our language. He kept the sounds, but he changed the symbols. Okay? He kept the sounds, but he changed the symbols. So, with us wanting to be knowledgeable in anything Hebrew, we actually learned the oppressor's version of our language and our own version of our language, the version that the Most High originally created in the earth, okay? So there's two sets of symbols, basically. There's two sets of symbols for the same sound. So, okay, at the top, okay, I'll go ahead and get it on the board so we can see it more clearly. Okay. I'll go ahead and do like five. I'll go ahead and do like 5 symbols at a time. Okay. There's 22 symbols. I'll go ahead and do like 5 symbols at a time so we can really understand these symbols, okay, which is the base of the Hebrew language. If you don't know the symbol, if you don't know the sound that is associated with the symbol, you're behind the 8 ball. Okay, so this is what you got to learn. Okay, you have to learn the sounds that are associated with each symbol. Okay, so I'm gonna put up like five symbols at a time on the board, and we'll go through those sounds that are associated with the symbols. Okay, that's the first one. The second one. Third one. Fourth one. Fifth one. Okay. Now, like I said, there are 2 sets of symbols for each sound. So when I see this symbol, I can tell you this is the sound, this is the ah. But in the Assyrian, the symbol is going to look different for that sound. So in the Assyrian, it's going to look like this. Okay? That's the symbol for the ah sound. Okay, so when I look at the ancient Hebrew, this is the sound for this is ba. This symbol makes the ba sound. But in the Assyrian, that symbol is going to look different. It's going to look like this. That's the symbol for the ba sound in the Assyrian. Ah, ah, ba, ba. Next we have the ga sound, okay? In the ancient Hebrew, that's the symbol for the ga sound, okay? In the Assyrian, it's going to look like this. This is the symbol for the ga sound. 2 symbols, 1 sound. Okay, these are the symbols for the ga sound. You see these symbols? That's the ga sound. Okay, the next sound is the da. The da sound. In the ancient Hebrew, this is the symbol for the da sound. In the Assyrian, this is the symbol for the da sound. Okay? 2 symbols, 1 sound. We are learning 2 different sets of symbols, but the sounds are just 1 sound. Okay? Okay, so this symbol represents the ha sound. Ha. Ha. You see this symbol? You're going to make the sound ha. Okay? Now, if you're reading the Assyrian, you're going to see this symbol. That symbol is going to represent the ha sound. So far we got the ah, ba, ga, da, and the ha. Okay? Two sets of symbols, 1 sound. This is the basic of the Hebrew language. If you don't know your so-called ABCs, okay, you got to be able to look at this symbol and know what sound it makes. Okay? You don't know what sound this symbol represents, you're never going to be able to read. And that's basically it. We're trying to get to the point where we can read, okay? And then what do? Then, after you can actually read, now you want to know what the meaning of words are. Okay? So there is a stage in your development. First, just be able to read a word. Okay? If you see a symbol, I don't care what symbol it is, if you can't say the sound and read the word, you're never going to know what the meaning of the word is. first you got to be able to master what these symbols, what the sounds are that goes with these symbols, okay? So we went through the ah, the ba, the ga, the da, and the ha, okay? Remember, on the top is the ancient one set of symbols. On the bottom, there's going to be another set of symbols, okay? And we have to learn both sets. We have to be diverse in 2022. Okay, so I'm going to take that down and we'll keep going. We should be studying and practicing these sounds and symbols throughout the week. This is what you should be doing. I know our lives are difficult and busy, but if you want to be able to take back the culture that your power gave you, you want to be able to tap into the power that is, you know, yours for the taking. You have to be diligent and learn. You have to be diligent. I see what you're doing. All right, so we left off on the ha. Ah, ba, ga, da, ha. Now, the next symbol keep going, okay? I know I kept y'all busy last week. What? Last week was the advanced class. Last week was the advanced class, I'm sure. He blew everybody's mind. All right, but let's get right back to the basics, okay? Ah, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, da, kwa, ra, sha, ta, okay? And just like all the sounds that I made, once we get to a certain expectation in the class, we'll be able to come back to this and like really just jump right on it and know what it means, okay? That's why I left it up here, okay? We went over it a couple weeks ago, okay? But we move forward, and then we just drop back and get right back to the basics again in case somebody new comes in and we're trying to start all over again. We gotta keep covering the basics, of this language, okay? So the next 5 symbols are going to look like this. The next symbol is going to look like this, okay? This symbol has a sound, okay? And the sound that when you reading and you see this symbol, that sound is going to be the wa sound. Wa, okay? That's the wa. Now, in the Assyrian, remember, we're doing 2 sets of symbols, 1 sound. 2 symbols, 1 sound. In the Assyrian, the wa looks like this. You see that symbol, that's the wa sound. Wa, okay? You see this symbol, that's the wa sound. Wa, okay? The next one is going to be this. That's the za, okay? The za. Ancient Hebrew, the za will look like this. You see this symbol, that's the za sound. In the Assyrian, it'll look like this. That's the symbol for the za sound, okay? That's the za. You see this symbol? The sound is Z. That's the language. This is how this language works. Just like every other language, you see a symbol, that symbol has a sound it represents. That's the Z. That's the Z sound, okay? The next one is going to be this. That's the K sound, okay? K. In the Syrian, it'll look like this. In the Hebrew, it looks like this. K. You see this symbol? That's the K sound. K. K. Okay? See them two A's? That means you got to draw it out. K. 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 Okay? Two A's. K. Okay? The next sound is the T. The T. Okay? Ancient Hebrew, you see this symbol? This is the T sound. If you're reading the Assyrian, it'll look like this. T. You see this symbol? The sound is T. T. Okay? Symbols and sounds, that is the basic of this language. It's the basic of any language, okay? This is how you learn the language, knowing what the sounds of the symbols are. Okay? The next one is the YA. The YA. You see this symbol? That's the YA sound. YA. Assyrian, this is what the YA sound looks like. Okay? So the next 5 sounds and symbols we have up here, okay, is the wa, za, kha, ka, ta, ta, and the ya. Ya. Okay? You have to study these symbols and sounds throughout the week. You have to do it, or you're not gonna learn. That's just like, you know what I mean, like any educational system. You start off in kindergarten, and I don't care how young you are, they send you work home to study and learn. You can't just come to school and that's to the building and that's the only time, or to the online site and that's the only time you're getting into it. You have to do this on your own time. You have to study to show yourself approved. Okay? You have to do it, or you're not going to get it. Okay? The basic of this is just being able to at least say the sound when you see it. Okay? You should be able to say the sound when you see that symbol. You should know what that sound is. That's going to make you a Hebrew reader. Just knowing what that sound is when you see the symbol. So now when some pepperoni hat wearing Jewish man say to you, you can say yes. Yes, I do. I remember the first time I saw, it wasn't even from, Edomite. It was from a brother who was trying to, beat down one of our brothers. And, he was like, "You speak Hebrew?" He said, "Yeah, I speak Hebrew." How about you? That's Hebrew, right? You know what I mean? Like, he gave him a basic, you know what I mean? But that small basic phrase, how many black people know that? How many Hispanic people know that? You can't say none, unless they're in this school. You know what I mean? They won't know what that means. They don't know what that is. Just saying Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai Barakatah. The Most High bless you in the name of Yahweh Shai, okay? They won't know what that means, but we do in this school. Because we start at least from the basics, and then we get brothers and sisters that will run with it out the door and jump out the window with it, like Officer I.S.U.P.K, okay, and teach advanced classes when I ain't here and blow everybody mind. Have them look, wondering what the hell is going on, okay? So that's it. We have to study and learn this language on your own when you're at home. This is the basic. You have to, if you don't know, if I put a symbol on the board and you don't know what that symbol, the sound for that symbol is, you don't want this language. You don't want it. You don't want it. You have to want it, okay? You have to want it. You have to want it, okay? So we went over the first 5-10 sounds, okay? So we're gonna pick up with the ka sound, ka, okay? The ka sound. I'm gonna put the symbol up for the ka sound. I gave you that one, but then after that, I'm just gonna put up the symbols and then come back to the sound, okay? So this is the symbol for the ka sound. Ka, okay? Ka. That's the symbol for the ka sound in the ancient Hebrew. But in the Assyrian, the symbol won't look like that. It'll look like this. Okay? That's what that's you see that symbol, that's the ka sound. Okay? Now, in the Assyrian, which we'll be reading tomorrow, we'll be reading the Assyrian in the Tanakh tomorrow. We'll be reading the Assyrian. So if you see this symbol, that's the ka sound. But if this sound lands at the end of a word, only at the end, if this sound lands at the end of a word in the Assyrian, then the symbol will not look like this. Instead, it'll look like this. Okay? That's what this is, also the symbol for the ka sound when you're dealing with the Assyrian. Okay? In the ancient Hebrew, it's just one symbol for every sound. In the Assyrian, okay, there's a few where they change the symbol if it's at the end of a word. Okay, so that's the symbol for the ka sound. So the next one is this. Okay, now this one, when you see this, it kind of gives itself away. Okay, so this is the la sound. La. La. This symbol is the la sound. Same thing down here with the Assyrian. This is the la sound. You see this symbol? The sound is la. Okay, la. The next symbol is this. Okay, you see this symbol. You should be making the ma sound. Ma. Ma. This symbol represents the ma sound. Okay? Now, again, just like the ka sound, in the Assyrian, if the ma sound lands at the end of a word, it's going to look like this. Okay? It's really similar to the original sign. It's just that little opening right there gets closed. Okay? That little opening right there gets closed. Okay, so in the Assyrian, either one of these symbols is going to make the ma sound. Ma. Okay? Next is the na sound. Na. Na. Okay? The na sound. And again, like I said, there's a few instances in the Assyrian where there's going to be two symbols for one sound. Okay? If the ka lands at the end of a word, the symbol is this. If it's at the beginning or in the middle of a word, this is it. Same thing with the ma sound in the Assyrian. If that ma sound is in the beginning or in the middle of a word, you're going to see this symbol. This is the ma symbol, sound symbol. Now, if this symbol or if this sound needs to be at the end of a word, you're going to see this symbol. This is still the ma sound. Okay, same thing with the na. If the na lands at the end of a word, it will look like this. And I know what you're saying. That symbol looks just like that symbol. Not so much. Okay? So the na, the horizontal line is shorter than the ka. It's like half the length, okay? The na, the horizontal line is half the distance as the ka sound, okay? So when you're reading it, if you're to that point where you can just read along with us, you just look at the symbols and know the sound. When you see this symbol, that's the na. Now, if that horizontal line is a tad bit longer, then that's the ka sound, okay? They look very identical, but the horizontal line on the na sound is much shorter than the ka sound, okay? All right, so the next one is going to be the SUP. SUP. You see this symbol? That's the sound for the SUP. You see this symbol in the ancient or the Assyrian tomorrow when we're reading. If you're following along with us, you see this symbol? That's the SUP sound. SUP. Okay? That's the SUP sound. Okay? These are the symbols for the I sound. That circle is like an eyeball. I. That's the I. It looks kind of like the sa, but the sa has a tail on the top. Okay? The sa is going to have a tail at the top. It's not an eye. It's not a circle. It's a circle with a tail on the top. That's the sa sound in the Assyrian. In the ancient Hebrew, this circle is the I sound. And in the Assyrian, this Y-looking shape is the I sound. Okay? So that's the ka, la, ma, na, sa, I. Okay? We only got a few more sounds to go, and we'll be done with the symbols, okay? Few more sounds to go, and we'll be done with the symbols. We'll go ahead and get into some words and see. I'm gonna put some words up and see if we can read these words. You can go ahead and cheat at home, look at your cheat sheet, but it's still like you have to be able to say the word. Okay, you still got to be able to say the word. You got to be able to put these sounds together. Okay, because when you're reading the Hebrew, just because that symbol and that sound, you see that, sometimes they come together. Sometimes two of these sounds are going to become one sound. Okay, and we'll get into that. But first, you need to know what the symbols are, what the sounds are to each symbol. Okay, and then we'll get into how to distinguish if two sounds become one sound. Okay, that's the whole ball and chain right there. When you have to start putting these sounds together. Okay. Yeah, we gotta start putting these sounds together. They're not gonna be individual sounds. You know, these sounds come together and make words. That's communication right there. That's communication. Putting these sounds together, just like I'm doing right now as I'm speaking out of my mouth. I'm putting sounds together. And that's what we have to learn to do in order to read and understand Hebrew. If you think about elementary school, what's the first thing you was able to do? The first thing you were able to do was to read the word. They taught you how to read the word. Then you learned what the word meant. Okay? But first you got to be able to read the word. Run. Okay, what does run mean? Okay, we know what run means. But first you got to be able to read the word before you know what it means. Okay? First I got to tell you this word is run. Man, growing up my whole life, I know what run means. So this is the word? This is the association with the meaning of run? Yes. So first you learn how to read words, and then you learn what the meaning of these words are. Okay? So we left off on the I sound. So we're going to pick up with the pa sound. The next symbol I'm going to put up is going to represent the pa sound. Pa. In the ancient Hebrew, you see this symbol? That is the pa sound. Okay? In the Assyrian, the pa sound will look like this. And again, this is one more example of, in the Assyrian, the pa sound is going to have two symbols. This symbol is if the sound, the pa sound, is at the beginning or in the middle of a word. You'll see this symbol. Now, if the pa sound is at the end of a word, you'll see this symbol. Okay. These are the symbols for the pa sound. The top one is for the ancient Hebrew. The bottom one is for the Assyrian. Okay, and unfortunately, most of the mass-produced text today in 2022 is written in the Assyrian. So that's why we have to learn both texts, okay? Because majority of Esau is not, Esau is on his own thing. He's not on your thing, okay? He's on his own thing. So we have to, in order to be able to interpret what is going on in the earth, we're gonna have to learn both languages, both sets of symbols, okay? So these are the symbols for the pa sound. Ancient Hebrew, Assyrian, okay? The next one is the ba, okay? These symbols, if you see these symbols, okay, again, two symbols in the Assyrian, one symbol in the ancient. But if you see these symbols, the sound for that is the taza. 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 Okay, taza. Taza. You see this symbol? The sound is taza. You see these symbols in the Assyrian? The sound is taza. The example is still the same. If the sound in the Assyrian is at the beginning or in the middle of a word, you'll see this symbol. If it's at the end of a word, you'll see this symbol, okay? It's still the same sound, taza. Okay, taza. Okay. So the next set of symbols has a sound also. And these symbols represent the qua sound. Qua. Okay. The qua sound. Okay. Ancient Hebrew, qua sound. Assyrian, qua sound. Okay. Then we have the next set, okay, is the ra sound. The ra, okay, the ra. You see this symbol? That is a ra sound. You see this symbol? That is a ra sound. Just so I'll go over this to you. Okay, there's a symbol that kind of looks like this one. We went over it, I think, in like the first group, and it looks like this. Something like that, okay? Now, the difference is, you see that curve right here? See how it's curved right there? And this is a square-looking thing right there. This is the duh sound. Duh. Don't get it confused, because if you know that Assyrian, these symbols kind of look alike. Okay, so when you see that symbol, but it has that curved end, that's the ra sound. Ra, rounded corner, rounded, ra. But if it's not rounded and it's square, it's you know. Then that's the duh sound, okay? That's the duh sound, okay? Not the same, two symbols look alike, not the same sound, okay? Keep that in mind. This is the R sound. It's rounded. That corner is going to be rounded. You see that? That's the R sound. So again, mostly the majority of the text that is available to us as a nation is going to be in the Assyrian. So you're going to see a lot of this, okay? So you're going to have to get familiar with the Assyrian as well as the ancient, okay? So we can communicate with each other. Okay, so the next symbol is this one right here. Okay. Now these symbols represent the sh sound. Sh. Okay? Sh. They both look somewhat identical. These are the sh. You see this symbol? The sound is sh. Okay? Sh. Last but not least, is going to be the th sound. Th. Th. Okay? Ancient Hebrew, th sound. Assyrian, th sound. We mastered these symbols and sounds. We've mastered reading the Hebrew, okay? So that's that. Let's get into some basic words. We're going to be reading in the Tanakh tomorrow. So, if you're going to follow along with us tomorrow as we're reading, now remember, each school may be in a different section of the Old Testament. Okay, one school might be teaching the book of Genesis, another school might be teaching the book of Isaiah. Okay, so we go by what we try to teach, or myself, I try to teach the most basic words that you'll see, the most common words. Okay, there's words that are very common that you will see a lot of, and when you're reading, if you're up here reading and you see certain words, you should know that word. Like, that's going to be a common word. Okay, we start there. Even as when I first learned the Hebrew and started reading it and being able to speak it, when I was reading, if I saw a word that was very, very prominent, it was like, you should know that word. That is a very common word. Okay? So the most common word, the most common word at the top of the list, okay, is this word right here. I'm going to put up on the board the number one most common word in the Old Testament. And then I want you to put in the comments what this word means. Okay? Because this is one of the most, it's almost like learning how to read, and you learn how to read the word run. You know what run means. Like, who You see that word, you know what it means. Okay? So right now I'm going to put up the most common word in the holy tongue, and you tell me what this word means. Okay, so on the top, we have the ancient Hebrew. On the bottom, the Assyrian. This is the number one most common word in the Old Testament, in the Tanakh, the Torah, okay? So go ahead and put it in the comments what this word means. And actually, if you could, go ahead and write like the sounds. Okay, so again, I didn't bring this out, but you know, it's up here on the board. We bring it out every week. Okay. The Hebrew is read from right to left. The English language is from left to right. So you got to get used to like flipping it, okay? So what I was saying was take these sounds, okay, and write each sound from left to right, just like I'm about to do right now, okay? Oh, I did that wrong. Slightly. I get ahead of myself sometimes. Those are the sounds. So go ahead and put it in the comments. Tell me what this means. Wait a minute. Abagadaha, right? Those are the sounds. Sounds like the oppressor. He hijacked everything, you know it. He is the vagabond in the earth, okay? He is the vagabond. He doesn't, the scriptures say that he will not have a culture of his own, okay? So yes, wherever he goes, that's why in 2022, you can go to that continent they call Africa and have white people saying that they are South Africans. White people did not, you know what I mean? Like they cannot be, they did not come from that that landmass or that region in the earth. Okay, they came from the Caucasus Mountains. But even Australia, they went over to Australia and they killed and, you know, put all the indigenous people of that land into servitude, and now they are the Australians. Okay, just like, you know, they are the Americans. They are to the white man, he's the native people of this land, not the, you know, not the Seminole Indians or the Native Indians or, you know, the few black men or the few, you know, Haitians that were over here. No, now he is the, you know what I mean, the American. He's the native of this land. I know I said this the other day in class, boy, if we would have, you know what I mean, like how the white man turned us away from the borders now, boy, if we would have did that to him, I think, you know, we would be in a lot better shape today if, you know, the Native Indians would have turned away the original immigrants, you know, of this land. If he would have turned them away. Okay. So what do you got? Ba God da ha. Right. Okay. So now this. Okay. So in the ancient Hebrew, okay, there's a thing that we call connectors. Okay, so you got the connectors are symbols that are used in the ancient Hebrew. Okay, so if this sound is by itself, that's what the connector will look like. I don't know if you can see that. It can be pointed down. Now, if the sounds are combined, the symbol will look like this. Okay, so now we take this word and I put this first sound is by itself. Yeah. So the connector will look like that. And now I'm going to separate it by putting a dot in the middle, just so you can see it. Okay. So now the next sound is by itself also. So the connector looks the same. Another dot. So you know this is a singular sound. Ya-ha. Okay? Ya-ha. Ya-ha. Now, the Assyrian does not give you that. At some point, you could probably try to learn on your own. They use dots and slashes and what they call, I forget what they call them, but they dots and slashes, okay? You put a dot here, some dots underneath here, and it kind of tells you how the sound, how to pronounce that sound. But it's not even what the system they use is not the same as the system that's used up here above, okay? So we have to take these sounds and understand how they're supposed to be put together and just read it like that, okay? So you got the ya and the ha sounds are separate. Now you have the wa and the ha. Now these two sounds are together. So now the connector is going to be pointing up to the two symbols, or to the two sounds. So now I have to put these two sounds together. That's what I was saying earlier. We have to learn how to put sounds together. Okay? So now we got Yahweh. It's no longer Yahweh. So what we do is, since these two are together, whatever the last sound part, the last part of the last sound, we're going to take it away. We're going from right to left. Yahweh. Okay? So now guess what? Now I'm just going to take off the last part of this. Boom. Yahweh. Now all you hear is the ha, not the that was on the ha. Now it's just Yahweh. Okay? What is Yahweh? What is Yahweh? Yahweh. Shut up, ready for tomorrow. That brother keep you working like this stuff. What he keep? Woo.
He told me to, straight up. He didn't like this too. He said, yeah, I'm gonna say that's enough.
Yeah. Hey, it's up to you. You gotta make it, you gotta figure out a way to wiggle like that thing. All right. He is the power. Okay, so Yahweh, when we read Yahweh in the Old Testament, in the Bible, you won't say he is the power. You'll just say the power. Which really just, in reality, it's just power. But we say the power, okay? Whose power? This should be the power of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is the most high power. There is no power greater than this power. And he said he would be our power. We just have to do what he said. Like, if there's an ultimate power in the earth, and you can resource that power, all you have to do is what the power says to do. The most high power. He should be your power. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Okay? Yahweh. Okay? Right. This is the power of Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is the power. This is we don't have the power of nuclear weapons. We don't have the power of the media. We don't have the power of money. Okay, we don't have the power of, being the ruling class people on the earth. But what we do have is an invisible power that created the earth, okay? And that power will put you in ultimate control of the earth if you just keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. You eat what he told you to eat as a whole family of people. You dress the way he told you to dress, sleep with who he told you to sleep with. You did the things that your power told you to do, then you would be in control, okay? It's just like your phone and your computer and all these other things. You tap it into a power, okay? But you have to do what it needs for that computer to operate. You got to plug it into the wall. You can't just stick the cord in the mud outside. No, there's a certain place and thing you have to do to make that laptop get power. I can't just stick my rod in anything in the earth. There's a certain thing I have to put my rod in. I can't put anything in my mouth and eat it and chew it and swallow it. No, there's a certain thing I can and cannot eat. And that's how we get to, you know what I mean? Like, that's the only way we're going to get to be able to tap into this power that controls the universe, that created the universe, by doing what he said to do, the way he said to do it, when he said to do it. Okay? Guess what? We got a couple of what we got coming up? Some dedications. We got a couple of dedications coming up, right? Then guess what we got coming up? Ooh-wee! I can't believe it's time already. Already? I hope y'all got your garment game together because it's right up on you, man. And we talking about the Passover, okay? The big shebang, okay? The Passover. Christ went to the Passover. Christ went to Jerusalem to keep the Passover because that's where the Passover was at in that time. Come on with it, man. Somebody give me, come on. Over here talking to myself. Come on.
If you're a so-called Christian and you believe that you're Christ-like or you're a follower of Christ,
right,
then why don't you keep the Passover?
God, that's a good question, actually. Why are you not doing the things Christ did in the Bible if you're saying you are a Christian or a follower of Christ? What does it mean to be a follower of somebody? If you're following somebody, what does that mean? That means you're going to do what they're doing. So you read the Bible, okay? You say you read the Bible. Okay, they say they read the Bible. If you read the Bible, Christ went to the Passover. Christ went to, what was it? We read it the other day. He went to the, what was it? The memorial blowing of the trumpets. One of them, it said it was like, yeah, Christ kept God's high holy days. He kept them days. Like he did whatever, like he told Peter and them, go get ready, go get some food. Because we gotta keep this day. Go, what was it? He said, go and go like get some money. He was like, go do this, that, and the third, so we can, you know what I mean? Like, so we can be able to keep this day. You know what I'm saying? Like Christ kept the high holy days, man. And if you saying you Christ-like, if you saying you're a follower of Christ, you are a Christian, you should be keeping these days. You should be keeping these days, man. You should be at the Passover. Now, listen, did Christ say where the Passover was? Or did the Bible say the Passover was here and he went to this place? Christ didn't say, oh, I'm Christ. I'm solid with the Most High God. So I'm going to tell y'all where the Passover's at. Nah, Passover here in Jerusalem, the homeland. Guess what? Christ went there. He traveled. And he went to keep the Passover. He went and did it. Why is not, every so-called Christian, like you said, in the Christian church, keeping the Passover? The memorial of blowing of trumpets. Okay? Why are we not doing these things? Because, believe it or not, they're not Christ-like. They are not Christ-like. Guess what they are?
Antichrist.
Yes. They are totally opposite of what Christ did. That's anti. That's all it means. Like, they try to make certain words seem like, Antichrist. Ooh. He's got to have horns on his head, and he's going to have these big, the feet like cows and what. And it's so crazy to I thought the same thing. Mm-hmm. I pictured and thought the same thing before I came into this school, man. Mm-hmm. And Captain Shawar, y'all say, man, take the hooky spooky off of it. I was like, hooky spooky. I didn't think I was a Christian, but I was a Christian. I'm still trying to take the hooky spooky off. I'm still trying to get all the hooky spooky off of this thing, man. Okay? And that's what we do here in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, okay? We just make it plain and simple. Plain and simple. All Christ did was walk and travel and, from one place to the other and keep the law, statutes, and commandments. That's all he did. That's all he did. He had a faith that was unlike any other, so he was able to, do certain what you call miracles, okay? But Christ just kept the law, statutes, and commandments at the end of the day. That's you know what I mean? Like, that's it.
Just like Peter and Paul, they was able to do some of those same miracles.
Yeah, that's
all because they followed Christ.
Right. And listen, that's what I mean. Like, that's so heavy what you're saying, because that's why I say we still trying to get some of that hooky spooky off, so we can take it to that next level. Because right now, you know what I'm saying, we at the level where we just waking up brothers and sisters. We waking them up. This is the truth. Take the hooky spooky off of it. Do this, do that. But now, you know what I mean? Like, once we get to a certain, level, we're going to be able to do them things that we pray for. You know what I'm saying? If you're not aware, we pray to be able to, cast out demons, okay? We pray to, heal the lepers, okay? We pray, we want to be on the same level as Yahawashi, okay? Yahawashi, okay? And that's what the Israelite School and Universal Practical Knowledge is all about. Teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to get into the mindset of being like our King Yahawashi, thinking just like him. And one of the major things that it takes to be like that, man, what's the biggest thing it takes to be like Yahawashi?
Discipline.
Yes, that's very, yes. Okay, but Yahawashi was not this. He was not
carnal.
No, I mean, definitely not, but he was not selfish. He died for Negroes. You know what I'm saying? You think he wanted to? No, he didn't want to. But he did it. You know what I'm saying? And doing it means like he put his own feelings to the side. He put his own needs and wants to the side and say, I'm gonna die for my brother. And that's what we doing here, right? Like tomorrow, sir, tomorrow we going to camp all the way in Orlando. You know what that means? That means I'm putting all I want to do to the side. I'm putting it to the side and getting in my vehicle and driving 3 hours to go and try to wake some nigger up in Orlando, some Hispanic up, some Native Indian. I'm putting what I want to do to the side and traveling 3 hours to go and try to wake somebody up. Now that's Christ-like. That's Christ-like. You know what I'm saying? That's Christ-like right there. Because look, hey, boy, if I had tomorrow night off, you know what I mean? I'd be somewhere having some fun. I'd be down there at City Place. You know what I mean? I'd be getting it in. But I'm not doing that. I've been given the order to stand down from what I want to do and drive 3 hours and go and prophesy to the wind. Most High in Christ. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? And when I get back, hopefully when I get back, things will still be, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. When I get back, hopefully things will still be intact. You know? But y'all, hey, excuse me, I'm just being like I said, I'm just being a little carnal right now. You know, okay? But hey, we gotta have some fun too, right? I wanna laugh. I wanna, enjoy myself and live. The Bible ain't got, is there a sin? There's nothing wrong with that. There's no sin in that. I'm gonna do what the Most High want me to do, and as soon as I'm done, it's having fun doing my thing. Because I did my job, right? Can I do that? Most High in Christ. Go on. Most High in Christ. All right. So let's get right back. Let's go ahead and get into a couple more words before we, go ahead and run out of time. Okay. So we went into the first word, which was the most common word in the Old Testament. Okay. And that is, Yahweh. Okay. The power. Okay. We try not to say his name, because we don't want to be saying his name in vain. We don't just be saying his name. You don't walk around saying your daddy name. Whatever your daddy name is, you don't walk around saying your daddy name. You say pops or dad. You know what I mean? You don't walk around to hey, yo, William, come here. You know what I'm saying? So that's the respect we have for our pops. That's the respect we have for our power. That's the respect we have for our Father, okay? We don't just say his name in vain. We say the power, the Most High power, okay? Okay? So that's what that is, okay? That's why you don't hear us just saying his name. We say his name when we praying, right? We pray. Listen, that prayer is serious. Believe me, listen, I don't do it every day, but I try to train myself to do it at the crib. I pray them prayers at the crib. I face east all by myself. And you know what I'm saying? And I go ahead and send that thing up. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. And I don't say our Father's name in vain. And you shouldn't either, okay? Because he's not a plaything. He is not a plaything. Okay? So here we go. Another very common word. I see this word so much when we're reading, okay? I see this word all the time. It's a very simple and short word, okay? And like I said, we got connectors, okay? So in the ancient Hebrew, we have connectors which tell us how these sounds are going to be put together, okay? We have connectors that tell us how these sounds, they're going to be separate or put together, okay? Esau does not have that, okay? He has dots and slashes he put in. I forget what it was called. When it's like he's trying to sing. Like the way he used our language, even if what is it when they be in the what is it, synagogue and they be praying? It's like a song. They don't pray. They don't say Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim. But they sing. That's what they do. Like they're singing. It sounds like garbage, but that's what they do. You know what I mean? Even when they talk, like it's like a song. They try to make it like a song. You know what I'm saying? Do yours. Like, yeah, they're trying to like, it's like a song. We don't do that. That's not how this language was designed. That's not how, the original function of how this language is supposed to be used and pronounced, okay, and understood. So he used dots and slashes. I forget the proper terms for them, but that's what it is. So this one word right here, like I said, we have connectors. This is a very, very, very common word. These two sounds are going to be together. Okay, so then, like I said, you have to get used to actually taking these sounds and symbols and translate it over into the English. Okay, so I know this symbol is the K sound. Okay, so I'm going to start from the left to the right, and I'm going to write out that sound. That's the K sound. K. Okay, now the next sound that is attached to it is the L sound. L. Okay, that's the L sound. Okay, so now since those two sounds are connected, what do we say we have to do? We have to take the last part of the last sound. So the Hebrew is from right to left. So the L is the last sound.
So like,
go ahead.
One of the comments in there.
Somebody answered it already? Bubbity, 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 bubbity. Let me see. Was it Sawak? Yeah, that brother, he all over tonight. Let me see. Rakatha just got off. Oh, Chance Zimmerman. Okay. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Rakatha. Not sure if you're going to be at camp tomorrow, but we're going to be up in Orlando rocking it out, okay? Hopefully we'll see you there, okay, Most High in Christ. Bubbity, bubbity, bubbity. I don't see it.
So what?
No, you said he answered it?
Yeah. What is it?
Oh. Oh, Most High, yes, he did. Yes, you got it, brother. You got it up. Most High in Christ, right. We're going to go ahead and drop that last part of that sound. Boom. Okay. Now these two come together. Okay. Okay, so now the ka and the la becomes one sound. Okay, call. Okay, call. It's no longer kala. It's not kala. It's call. Okay. Most High in Christ. That brother, he gonna be teaching the class before we know it. Shit. Just stay diligent, man. You know what I mean? Keep these laws. Go ahead and be Christ-like, and you know what I mean?
It was a trooper. I don't know if that was it. It was him. I forgot the brother's name. I think it was a different brother. He was live with me
last week. From Puerto Rico.
Oh, probably. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Live.
Yeah. You had it up live.
Yeah, it was up live with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all was rocking it out. What's that Christ?
Pronouncing things and stuff.
Yeah.
He was with it too. Like he was good. Like I think he was a trooper. He definitely knew. You know what I'm saying? Somebody taught him good.
Okay. All right, so that's, you know what I mean, pretty much that's You know what I mean? Like, that's it, man. Like, if you can catch the basis of, you know what I mean, these sounds and symbols, you're on your way. You're on your way. Like, now you can go ahead and be self-propelled. Self-propelled, okay? You know how to read this Hebrew. You know how to put these sounds together. Now it's just learning what you're reading, okay? Now it's just learning all the words. You know how many words there have to be? How many words is there, Atizal? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, imagine how many words there are in the English.
Right, that's what I'm thinking right now. Like, but we know those, but we just talk. We just talk. Blah, 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 you know what I mean? So you know, it's gonna take some stuff about you to learn thousands of words. You know what I'm saying?
If I could,
Mm-hmm.
the best practice is just, you know, using it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Speaking. You meet a brother, try to speak in English. Give him some of the words you learned in the Lashawan class. Saying you learn some words, start using that word in your speech on a day-to-day basis. Then as you learn more, use those. Like we say good morning. You know what I'm saying? Well, in Hebrew, it's Tawab Babakar.
Tawab Babakar.
We say good night. In Hebrew, it's Tawab Layala. You know what I'm saying? You use those every day, and then now you're picking up the language.
Right.
Tawada.
Those symbols, that's like being a child.
Right.
You first learn how to say hello, goodbye, and that's the same word you just said. You know what I mean? Like, so that's it right there, man. That's it. And you know what the most important thing really is to me though? Like, I can understand if you know what I mean? Like, you can't really get it like that. But if you got children that are 3, 4, and up, you know what I mean? Like, you should be teaching this to them. Yeah. You should be teaching this to them. Like, there should be a board like this at your crib, and they should, you know what I mean? Because they're gonna learn it easy and quick. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna get it. You might struggle with it a little bit, but a child is gonna get it and run with it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, you know what I mean? Like, that's why always one of the main things I say throughout the week when I'm doing the class, teach your children this, man. Teach your children this. Teach your children this. Okay. So we got a word up here. We have the ah, the wa, and the sha, which means man, husband, or each. Okay. Man, husband, or each. Now let's see how. Go ahead and put it in the comment. We got the connectors, so how should this word be pronounced? How should this word, what is the vocal, the vocal, okay, breakdown of this word? How should this word be pronounced? How should this word sound vocally? Okay. That's what we're talking brother sleeping bag. That's some prayer. Okay, so that's perfect. That is perfect. Sawap. Okay, Sawap, that is perfect. Shemaiah 1, Sawap, Shemaiah 1. Shasha, Magan, Alawak.
That's a general.
Yeah. Alawak Panya. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakatah. Okay, Most High in Christ. General Q in the building with everybody, you know what I'm saying? Good to see his presence, have him up in here. Seeing, brothers and sisters growing and learning this language, okay, the truth of the Most High, okay? And that's what, that's what we've been commissioned to do. Come out here and put our feelings and wants to the side and spend time raising up Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And, this truth and what they're supposed to be doing, okay? But, again, the water general, we appreciate everything, holding it down, everything you've done. So, we can be able to come up here and teach other brothers and sisters how to, how they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be doing in this truth, 2022 in the earth. We learning how to behave and how to carry ourselves as Blacks, Hispanics, as God's chosen people, okay? So I just want to say the water to the general, all the generals, captains, and officers that held this thing down before I came into the truth, okay? The water to you, general, okay? Okay, so Most High in Christ, you got it. Damn right, okay? Okay. Khan, sir. There you go, sir. Okay, but that's you're right on it. Okay.
Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakatah.
Shalom, sir. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrakatah.
Man, I've been trying to get a hold of you. Listen, share the StreamYard link and get the people who are watching your class to participate. They should be coming in here and say, the first thing you do is every new entrant to come in and say their alphabet. Say their alphabet. Have everybody say their alphabet. Then you can have them write the Assyrian alphabet out and then show it to you on camera. And the Assyrian, you get troopers in there to get their test. You understand? Have them write the whole test out in the ancient and the Assyrian, or what have you. They'll get it sometimes, and they'll be practiced so that when they take the test, they'll know everything. Invite the people in there. Use the StreamYard link every week. I put in the chat. I put the link for the Hebrew alphabet chart in there. Copy that link so that you can always have that link to be able to send to people who first come into the room, so they'll have the alphabet chart right off the break. You got people in here watching you, but they should be participating. Get them to participate. You understand? Get the guard, whoever's working the computer, to switch between the people in an orderly fashion. You understand? And get them saying the Hebrew, writing the Hebrew. All right?
Yes, sir. Khan, sir.
All right, the water.
The water to you, sir.
Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Shabrakatah.
Shalom, sir. Yahweh Hashem Shabrakatah. Most High in Christ. I appreciate every nook and cranny that I get from a man like General Fomalabot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's all about, being able to, because I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know how to raise, or how to, you know what I mean, like how to raise up Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I wouldn't know what to do to teach them. I wouldn't know, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know to come in here and do a class every Friday. And thanks to the Most High that, you know, I have, you know, generals and captains that can guide me and teach me, you know what I'm saying, show me what to do. The water to you again for everything you've done, General. I appreciate it. And you know what I mean? Like, I definitely, you know what I mean? I'm going to try to be even more diligent and student in this work and under Christ and Yahweh shot, you know what I'm saying? So the water to the generals, the water to everybody, the water to all the brothers and sisters that come into the class, okay, and that participate and, you know, are being diligent and come in here and learning. And like the general said, you know what I mean, I'll go ahead, we'll get the link in every week from now on. We got to get like we got to somehow be able to have the link for the chart in the chat. Okay, we'll have to figure that out. If we can't, then I'll give the general, maybe he can give me, you know, some tips on how to do that. But that way, you know, like if they need it, it's just right there. Or I know what we did before is we just tell them to give them the email, right? And we'll email them, the chart or whatever. So we'll go ahead and, follow the recommendations and orders of the general, how we run the class from now here on out, okay? All right. So with that, you know what I'm saying? Like that was like the brother, he broke SWAP, okay? Shemayawan, okay? Went ahead, he broke it down. He's right up on top of it, okay? And, so I appreciate everybody that's coming here and learning and being in the class with us, okay? Being diligent and showing, like actually wanting to take back this culture that, the Most High has given Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, okay? That's the only way. That's how we get, out of this condition that we in. That's how we tap into the power that has been given to us by actually doing what we got to operate how we're supposed to operate to be able to, obtain the power, okay? This power, you can't just, have this power and do whatever you want to. You got to operate a certain way to be able to get this power, okay? And it's there, Lord, He promised us this power, so we just have to come in here and be patient and diligent, and He'll give it to us, okay? You got anything you wanted to bring out, sir? Okay. You got anything you want to say, Tazar? All right, so with that, we're going to go ahead and end the class, okay? Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. We're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group, no Christians, no Muslims, none of that, okay? Since 1969, we've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians their true heritage, their true place in the earth, and we're going to continue to do it till Yahweh shall return, okay? So with that, I'm going to let you brothers and sisters go ahead and enjoy the rest of your night. You know what I mean? Go ahead and relax, kick back, get into the class with us tomorrow, okay? It'll be jumping off. We're going to, we'll have the Sabbath service jumping off tomorrow around 9-ish, okay? 9-ish. We're going to go ahead and rock it out, read about our history, read what we did do, what we're supposed to do, what we didn't do. We're going to go ahead and get it in and break it down and show you, you know what I mean, how we're supposed to be living in the earth in 2022, just like, you know what I mean, like the records show back in old, the times of old, okay? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and salute the brothers and sisters out. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatham, okay? And to the sisters, Yahweh Shemal Alathan Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Israelite School of UPK, pay your tithes. We'll get with y'all tomorrow, okay? Peace. Shalom.